Good afternoon, everyone. This will be the guide for a beginner's oil change for a Honda Odyssey 2014 to be exact. It is the same for the 2011. The only thing you will need is 17 mil, a basic pan, and a basic funnel. I am using a Mobil 1 Synthetic 0W20 and a Mobil 1 M1-1110A. So like I said, this is going to be a basic installation or oil change replacement. You don't need anything fancy to do this job other than the basics that I mentioned. So let's get to it. Alright, to get started, we'll go ahead and drain the oil pan. I went ahead and loosened it already, like I said, with the 17 mil. So let's go ahead and drain the oil from it. Just get it ready, as it's gonna create a little bit of splash, which is normal. There she goes. Now we'll just wait till everything drains, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the oil filter. While the oil pan is draining, absolutely necessary to do this. Make sure you have another crush washer to replace the old one. Absolutely necessary, or you will leak. I have seen, when I used to work at Acura and Honda, people reuse those and it absolutely leaks. So make sure you have that. So they were only a few cents. I went ahead and went to eBay and bought 10 of them for, I believe, $5. So yeah, throw this away, put the new one in, and go ahead and lubricate the gasket for the oil filter with the brand new oil. That way it's not going to have any dry on friction when you tighten everything up. But yeah, just like I said, just dab a little bit all around, and then we're ready to go do that. Now just go ahead and put the new crush washer. It doesn't matter which side it goes. As mentioned, put a little bit in there. Just kind of lubricate it a little bit. That's all you really need to do to it. Now some people dump a little bit of oil in here, which I actually do as well, just to kind of help it prime. So let's go ahead and put a little bit in there. Just at least halfway. Like I said, it just kind of helps it prime up a lot quicker instead of having a dry system when you put the filter in. So that thing's pretty much ready. The oil pan is still draining, so I would just leave that alone for now, and then we'll move on to the oil filter, which is right there. I already loosened it. I generally just hand tighten these, so you shouldn't need any tools to loosen it. But sometimes when you take it to a shop, they do tighten it a little bit more than normal. So since I do all my work, I just kind of hand tighten it with maybe a quarter more turn to tighten. Like I said, I already loosened it, so while that thing is still draining, we'll go ahead and wait on probably about 2 more minutes, and then we'll move on to the filter. Now that it's pretty much drained, don't worry about all these. I will be cleaning it with a brake cleaner. So make sure you don't forget your crush washer, the new one. So go ahead and tighten it. Wipe it off a little bit. And then just give it a little nudge from your wrench. Like I said, don't go too crazy on the tightening. Just kind of feel it. Once you can't turn anymore, just do one full hard turn. I'd say about 2 or 3 inches, and you should be all right. Get ready. That's all you need. That's pretty much tight right there. So I would just leave it like that and move on to the oil filter. Now we're moving on to the oil filter. As mentioned earlier, I already loosened it. This is kind of going to be a little mess, so just kind of let it do its thing. So as you can see, there's not really a way for it to go anywhere but there. So, but I will be cleaning all that, so no worries on that. But I'll let it drain a little bit, clean it up with a brake cleaner, and then we'll put the new one in. I already got the new one in. It only took about 5 minutes for it to fully drain. I already sprayed it a little bit with the brake cleaner, so just to kind of show you how tight I get it. So like I said, you don't have to go crazy on these. Once it doesn't spin anymore, that's pretty much all you really need. It will get tighter over time, especially with the vacuum with the motor. Like I said, it'll go tighter once the car is pretty much operation. So like I said, don't over tighten it. I have seen people over tighten these, and they are kind of a pain in the ass to remove. So just leave it like that and then move on to the next step. Now that you got everything tightened, we'll go ahead and start putting oil in it. So I already got everything with the funnel there. This is from the last oil change. I generally buy 2.5 quarts. At times it takes about between 3.5 to 4.5. This second one always kind of is nice. That way I'm kind of having some kind of backup, you know what I mean? But as you can see, this is only 1, 2, 3, just a little over 3 quarts. So we'll start off on that. Start the car for a little bit, let the oil circulate, park it on a level surface, and then let it kind of cool down a little bit, and then check your oil. So I went ahead and filled it up just a little over 3, nothing too crazy. I always do it this process. Just kind of check it real quick, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's just a little bit a quarter from the line, the bottom line. So I will go ahead and start it, let it circulate, let it sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then check it again. So it has been sitting for about 3 to 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and check the level. Okay, as you can see, you don't really see the reflection of the oil. That means you need to add quite a bit more. The target would be in the middle of this right here, these two lines. You want to get it in between. It can be a little bit over the half of this, or as long as it's between these two lines. I'll go ahead and add, I'd say, another quart, and then let it sit and check it again. So I added a little bit more. I'd say about half a quart, 3/4 of a quart. So let's see where it is now. And as you can see, it's almost halfway. That's kind of what you're looking for, either half, a little bit over half, or just a tad higher or lower than half. But I'm happy with that, so I will just leave it alone. And in a few days, I'll go ahead and check again after I drive it around and let it sit. But that's pretty much all there is in doing an oil change in a 2014 Honda Odyssey. It also applies to the 2011 to 2016 or 17. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a shout. If you like the content, please give it a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I will try to do my best to answer the question. Good luck. Now that you completed the oil change, as you can see, it's still showing 30% on the oil life. To reset that, all you have to do is go to menu. Actually, no, settings. Sorry about that. Okay, settings, and then go to the vehicle settings, and you'll go all the way to the bottom at maintenance reset. As you can see it still says 30%. You'll go ahead and go down. Press enter. Would you like to reset? And just like that, we are back to 100%. It's that simple.